Hello dear viewers, I welcome you once again to my channel. I hope you enjoyed my last class and thank you for all your love, thank you for all your suggestions, and I really hope you will continue doing the same. Thank you. So in the last class we have discussed about we just had the introduction about anatomy and physiology, and we had the introduction of cell. Fine? Now today our topic is structure of cell. Fine? Now we know the definition of the cell. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Okay? And whatever the functions which are performed by our body, those functions are performed by the different cells of our body. Fine? So now today we'll have a look what is the structure of this cell. Fine. Now, when we talk about the structure of the cell, this cell structure is discussed under three headings. Okay. The first one is the outer covering of the cell, the outer boundary of the cell, which is called as cell membrane. Cell membrane. Okay. Then the cell membrane, you don't have to get confused between cell membrane and cell wall. Remember, the cell wall is present in the plant cells, not in the animal cells, not in the human cells. Okay? So, the outer boundary which is present in the human cells, that is called as cell membrane. Okay? And whatever is present inside this cell membrane, okay, there is a fluid and there are cell organelles. Organelles is the small organs of the cell. Okay, that fluid which is present inside this cell membrane and all the organelles of the cell membrane we discuss under cytoplasm. Okay, and then there is one spherical body present inside which is excluded. Okay, whatever is present inside the cell membrane we discuss under cytoplasm, except one thing, except one spherical body present inside the cell, which is called as nucleus. Okay, so when we have to discuss the structure of cell, we have to discuss about the cell membrane, we have to discuss about the fluid present and all these cell organelles, and we have to discuss about a spherical body present inside, which is called as nucleus. Okay, now let's have a look on the structure of cell, how this cell actually looks like, and how all the cell organelles look like, and where these cell organelles are present in the cell. Fine. So first I have told you about the outer boundary of the cell or outer covering of the cell, which is called as cell membrane. Fine. It is like this. This is called as cell membrane. Cell membrane. And this cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane, and it is also called as plasma lemma. Okay, we'll be discussing this cell membrane in detail in the upcoming classes. Fine. Then cell membrane के अंदर, inside this cell membrane there is a fluid present, and that fluid contains जो है all the organelles of the cell in the suspended form, and everything, this fluid, all the cell organelles we have to discuss under cytoplasm. Fine. And I have told you one thing is excluded from this cytoplasm, and that is the spherical body, and that spherical body जो है is present right here in this cell, and that spherical body is called as nucleus. Okay, this is the spherical body, और ये spherical body को हम कहते हैं nucleus. तो ये न्यूक्लियस जो है, इस न्यूक्लियस की अपनी एक कवरिंग होती है. Okay, this nucleus itself has got a membrane, outer membrane. This membrane is called as nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane. Fine. And then this nuclear membrane के बीच में there are these small pores present. Fine. And these small pores are called as nuclear pores. Okay, and then there is a dense body present inside the nucleus. We'll be discussing about this body and its functions in detail, and this dense body is called as nucleolus. Fine, nucleolus. And then there is definitely the genetic material present inside our nucleus, and that genetic material here is called as chromatin. Chromatin is the combination of our DNA with some proteins, which is called as chromatin. Fine. And then there is a fluid present inside this nucleus, and that fluid is called as nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm, and all these things, nuclear membrane, the outer covering of the nucleus, then nuclear pores, small pores which are present in the nuclear membrane, and then the dense body present inside the nucleus, which is called as nucleolus, and then the genetic material which is called as chromatin, and the fluid present inside the nucleus which is called as nucleoplasm. And all these things we have to discuss under nucleus. Fine. And then we have the two parts of cell. One is the outer covering of the cell, which is called as cell membrane. It is called as plasma membrane. It is called as plasma lemma. And then the second part of the cell is called as nucleus. And we have seen the different parts of nucleus as well. And now the third part, this fluid present inside the cell, outside the nuclear membrane and inside the cell membrane. Fine. And this fluid जो है, this fluid contains different cell organelles, and this fluid present plus these cell organelles are called as cytoplasm, and the fluid alone is called as cytosol. The fluid present inside the cell membrane without the cell organelles is called as cytosol, and cytosol plus cell organelles is called as cytoplasm. Okay? Now we will have a look on the different cell organelles which are present in the cell. Fine? Now the first cell organelle is a tubular structure, is a network of tubular structures, and this network of tubular structures जो है, it is present all around the nucleus, is called as endoplasmic reticulum. This is called as endoplasmic reticulum. Now, this endoplasmic reticulum जो है, it is divided into two types. Fine. One type of endoplasmic reticulum has the ribosomes attached on its surface, like this. Fine. The one type of endoplasmic reticulum is having the ribosomes on its surface, and the presence of these ribosomes, the granular structures present on its surface, makes its appearance as rough. So this type is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Fine. We'll be discussing about all these organelles in detail. Now we are just having an outline of the structure of cell. So the first cell organelle which we are drawing here is endoplasmic reticulum. It is the network of tubular structures, and this endoplasmic reticulum जो है, it is of two types. One is which has the ribosomes attached on its surface, and the presence of these ribosomes makes its surface rough, which is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the absence of these ribosomes on the surface जो है उनकी वजह से जो है the surface is smooth. So this type of endoplasmic reticulum is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Fine. So this is the first cell organelle which is called as the endoplasmic reticulum, which is divided into rough endoplasmic reticulum which has ribosomes attached, and then smooth endoplasmic reticulum which does not have the attached ribosomes. Fine. Now these ribosomes, which we have to discuss in detail, are synthesized inside these nucleolus. Okay, inside the nucleus, and nucleus के अंदर we have seen a dense body which is called as nucleolus, and these nucleolus में जो है these ribosomes are formed. Okay, और ribosomes जो है जब ये यहाँ पे form होते हैं, when they are synthesized in this nucleolus, they come out of the nucleus through these nuclear pores, and some of the ribosomes attach with this endoplasmic reticulum which makes its surface rough. So these are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. But some of the ribosomes do not get attached with this endoplasmic reticulum surface, and they are present outside the nucleus in the free form. And these ribosomes are called as free ribosomes. Okay, they are called as free ribosomes, and these ribosomes are called as ribosomes attached to endoplasmic reticulum, or attached ribosomes. And the ribosomes which are not attached to any cell organelle, which are not attached to endoplasmic reticulum, they are called as free ribosomes. Okay, and ribosomes, we will discuss that they are called as protein factories of the cell. Fine. इसके बाद the next cell organelle is the Golgi apparatus. Okay, this structure which is called as Golgi apparatus, and it is also called as Golgi bodies, it is also called as Golgi complex. So I am writing here Golgi bodies. Okay, this Golgi bodies जो है, it is formed by these sac-like structures which we will discuss in detail, and this Golgi body जो है, it was discovered by a scientist which was named as Camillo Golgi. So this organelle is named as Golgi body, Golgi apparatus, or Golgi complex. Fine. यहाँ पे जो है this rough endoplasmic reticulum has the ribosomes attached, and I have told you that ribosomes are the protein factories of the cell. So these ribosomes जो है they form the proteins, and those proteins are transported to Golgi apparatus. Okay, those proteins are transported to Golgi apparatus, and non-protein substances are synthesized by smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They are transported to this Golgi apparatus, and this Golgi apparatus is commonly called as the post office of the cell, because it is responsible for the processing, for the packaging, for the delivery of all the substances which are formed here and transported to Golgi apparatus, and the substances which it receive are processed there, are packed there, and then they are delivered to different sites, whether inside the cell or to outside the cell. Fine. So the second cell organelle is the Golgi body. Fine. Then you can see a small spherical structure here. This spherical structure gets detached from the Golgi apparatus, and they are called as a separate organelle, which are called as lysosomes. Lysosomes. Okay, lysosomes जो है it is formed of two words, lyso and somes. Okay, lyso means lysis, that is breakdown, and somes means bodies. So bodies which are responsible for the breakdown, which are responsible for the digestion inside the cell, they are called as lysosomes. These lysosomes जो है इनके अंदर enzymes present होते हैं. These enzymes are called as digestive enzymes. Okay, so whatever has to be digested inside the cell, these lysosomes play a very important role in that digestion. So the next cell organelle present in the cell is these lysosomes. Fine. Then there is one more cell organelle. They are also spherical, and they also contain enzymes, but has the different functions than lysosomes. Okay, and they are different from the lysosomes, and these are called as peroxisomes. Peroxisomes. Okay, we'll be discussing about all these in detail. Fine. Then there are tubular structures present inside, and these tubular structures जो है they provide the strength to the cell. Okay, and these tubular structures are called as microtubules. Fine. And then there are thread-like structures present, and these thread-like structures also provide the structural integrity to the cell, and these thread-like structures are called as microfilaments. Okay, microfilaments and microtubules are together called as cytoskeleton. Just like we have skeletal system present in our body, and that skeletal system has got a very important function, that is it provides the structural integrity, it provides the strength. Okay, that function is done by these microtubules and microfilaments. So these two together are called as cytoskeleton. Fine. Now I have told you about various cell organelles, and these cell organelles perform various functions. Okay, and to perform those functions, these cell organelles need energy. As we have discussed in the last class, that all the cells produce their own energy. Okay, and there is a special cell organelle present in the cell to produce the energy for the cell and cell organelles, and that cell organelle is called as mitochondria. It is a double membrane structure present inside the cell, which is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, and this powerhouse of the cell is called as mitochondria. Okay, then then we have the one more cell organelle present inside the cell, which is called as centrioles. Okay, so the cell structure is discussed under three headings, or we divide the structure of cell into three parts. One is the outer covering of the cell, which is called as cell membrane or plasma membrane. Then there is the fluid present inside along with all the cell organelles, which is called as cytoplasm, and then there is a spherical body present inside, which is called as nucleus. Okay, and this nucleus has the nuclear membrane, and this nuclear membrane has small pores which are called as nuclear pores. Then a dense body which is called as nucleolus, which is responsible for the synthesis of ribosomes or ribosomal RNA, and then the genetic material which is called as chromatin, and the fluid present inside which is called as nucleoplasm. Fine, and then the fluid present inside this cell, inside the cell membrane, outside the nuclear membrane, only the fluid is called as cytosol. Cytosol along with all these organelles is called as cytoplasm. Okay, and the very important cell organelles present inside the cell are, the first one is endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of tubular structures, and this network of tubular structures, which is called as endoplasmic reticulum, can be divided into rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough, it is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum because it has the ribosomes attached on its surface, which makes its surface rough, so it is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And where the ribosomes are not attached to its surface, that is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Fine, and I have told you that these ribosomes they are the protein factories of the cell, and protein factories of the cell, that means they are involved in the synthesis of proteins, and these ribosomes are not only attached to the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, they are also available as free ribosomes. And the proteins synthesized in rough endoplasmic reticulum and the non-protein substances synthesized in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum are sent to the Golgi apparatus through the transport vesicles, and this Golgi apparatus is the second cell organelle which receives these substances and is involved in the processing, packaging and delivery of those substances. Then the third thing is lysosomes, the bodies which are responsible for the breakdown, for the digestion. This is called as the digestive system of the cell, and these lysosomes contain the enzymes which are called as digestive enzymes, which are responsible for the digestion of many things. And then there are peroxisomes, another sac-like structure, bag-like structures which also contain enzymes, but have these enzymes are different from the enzymes present in the lysosomes, and these bodies are called as peroxisomes. Okay, then after that we have the powerhouse of the cell, which is called as mitochondria, and the cytoskeleton, which provides the strength and structural integrity to the cell, which is called as microtubules and microfilaments. And then there are centrioles present in just outside the nucleus of the cell. Okay, so these are the important cell organelles which we have to discuss one by one, inshallah, in the upcoming classes. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share and subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed yet, and please press the bell icon. And once again, I'll tell you that all your comments are most welcome. Please comment and give your suggestions so that we can make it even more better. Thank you.